Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com. I got 4 new Davosa watches to show you. They're all 40mm GMT autos. They look very much like a Rolex watch, of course, but at a significant savings. Sapphire crystal, ceramic bezels, Swiss Automatic movement, all that stuff. So we will get into those. For my own wrist check, I am wearing one of my 39mm Flieger watches that I just put on sale just this week. We're starting our moving sale. This is one of the watches that, as of right now, is still in stock. It's 135 bucks. I'm not going to be doing these again. If you watched my moving sale video, I'd rather sell them than move with them. A lot of you took advantage of this sale. I can't say how many hundreds of Islanders were sold in the last couple of days. It's pretty impressive. And on my other wrist, the Davosa Reaper. A really cool watch to come out of Davosa a number of years ago. I believe it was definitely, it was an LE of 50 pieces. This watch is well, it's gotta be. Let's see. Well over a decade old at this point. Pretty cool, all black with the yellow accents and the yellow hands. Nifty looking watch. That does it for me. Let's focus on the watches. Okay, so here we go. We are getting into the Davosa Swiss Made Ternos GMT, ceramic GMT, ceramic insert, sapphire crystal, all of that good stuff. Before we begin, I guess we already began, didn't we? I do want to talk briefly about what Rolex did. I don't really follow this stuff much, but I do feel that, think what you may of it from a design aspect or everything else, but I think from a business standpoint, what a great idea. Now, destro watches, as they're called. Destro is Italian nickname kind of for right. So not meaning crown on the right, meaning for a lefty who would wear his watch on his right wrist, like myself, although I wear watches on both wrists. Doesn't make much sense, sure. But destro watches, think about what they did. As long as I was thinking from a pure business perspective, as long as their cases are symmetric, which I believe in the stainless steel they are. Point of interest on stainless steel Daytonas, the cases are not symmetric. The lugs on crown side are actually a little bit thinner than on the precious metal ones. Anyway, if the case is symmetric, all they had to do was reprint a dial and reprint a date wheel. There's really not much else to do. The movement is the same. The movement can flip 180 degrees because the movement doesn't care where the balance wheel is. I thought it was a great idea. Again, I didn't really look into this. I don't think they used a new movement. Maybe they did, and I'm totally wrong. But they certainly didn't have to. All they had to do was reprint a dial and a date wheel, and poof, a whole new lineup of watches. I love it when companies have great ideas. Another thing I'll say really quickly, just about Watches and Wonders or the former SIHO and even the Moon Swatch or whatever. The one thing I love about all this stuff is that people go gaga over it, right? And they're not smart watches. They're conventional watches. So it makes me feel great as a watch seller knowing that, smart watches aren't exactly taking over yet, and I should be employed until my retirement. Okay, there's 4 models to show you. They really just vary between Pepsi and Coke and this link and the other 3 link. So let's get into it. So it is a 40mm case. They do make another GMT that is 42, and they also make some other non-GMTs that are under 40. But putting this in a 40 was just, I think, a really good idea because a lot of people don't want to wear the bulk of a 42. It is 12.2 thick to a flat sapphire crystal, 12.2, excuse me, if we're counting, with a cyclops. We're 47.9, just shy of 48 on the lug tip to lug tip. It is a solid screw down case back with Davosa logo and etchings. I did mention, as you can see, there is a nice cyclops that provides an excellent amount of magnification. You can clearly see the date. Water resistance is a full 200 meters via a screw down crown. The movement is a DAV 3032, which they say is basically an ETA 2893. That's slightly slightly modified for them. I don't think there's much modification going on. Weight on this bracelet is, I have written down, is 158 grams. Weight on the other bracelet that you'll see is 184 grams. So it is a unidirectional ratcheting bezel, even though it is a true GMT bezel. It'd really be nice if it went both ways, but it only goes one way. It is ceramic, blue over red, so it is conventional Pepsi. It is loomed, which we'll see in a minute. The dial is a very rich, deep black color. Classic Mercedes hands, nice GMT hand. Good dial detail. Nice glossy dial. Done really well. Let's take a look at the bracelet. Size with screws, of course. It is a 4-position, 4-position micro adjust. There is no diver's extension. There you go. Solid, if it needs to be said, solid link, solid end link. Well, let's go. I guess we'll go over the operation. Screw down crown, so you unscrew it, and you can pull it out 2 clicks, and you can change the time. You notice the GMT hand moves with the time, which makes sense, right? Pull it out 1 click, one direction will change the date, and the other direction will change the GMT hand. See that? The GMT hand is moving in 1-hour increments as it relates to the time on the bezel. So you can either move the hand or move the bezel. You can technically track 3 time zones if you really wanted to. Kind of remember your 24-hour scale on the dial. That's it. Hand winds, hacks, roughly a 40-hour power reserve. Price on any of them that you're going to see today is $13.99. Compared to the Rolex, a bargain, but not a Rolex. Clearly, I understand that. Pepsi on this bracelet. So weighing in at just about 30 more grams or so is the same exact watch, but on a 3-link bracelet. So they have both of your cravings covered. Whether you want, whoops, get off of there. Yeah, whether you want the more dressy bracelet or the more sporty bracelet. I always say that this one in my right hand is more dressy, the one in my left is more sporty. But let's say you are not a Pepsi fan. Well, they have you covered as well. Say hello to Coke, black over red. Everything about the watch is exactly the same you've already seen. It is just done in the Coke split colors. GMT, sapphire, ceramic, loomed, blah, 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 blah. Swiss movement, all the same. So obviously then they do it this way as well. So I have, like I said, I got all of them. I have all 4. I have all your bases covered. They look really nice. Let's do a little loom shot. There you go. It looks very nice in BGW9 colors. I do need to correct myself when I said the bezel was loomed. I had it written in my notes that it was loomed, but apparently it is not, which it gets a little ding from me because I kind of thought it would be. I kind of expected it to be, but it isn't. But still, the dial is very nice. It's easy to read. The loom is done well, evenly applied. There will be no trouble telling the time at night on this one, just not the time where your GMT hand is pointed. Here it is on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. Fits me very well. 40mm case is near perfect for me. Of course, I wear 42s and all the other stuff like that, but this looks great. The bracelet is super cozy and is super comfortable. Really works well. What an eye catcher. And I think that's going to do it. This has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com showing you some new Davosa GMT watches. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Questions or comments, you can put them down below, and I'll be sure to address them as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.